Hey everybody, it's Curator Kristen Wands. I'm here again with another behind the scenes video. I am in what we call metal storage, but as you can see, it's more than just metal in here. And I am here today to ask you if you know the story of the Charter Oak. Probably if you grow up in Connecticut, you know the story of the Charter Oak, but just in case you don't, I'm going to give you a quick summary. So in 1662, the King of England gives a formal charter to the colony of Connecticut, allowing it to exist as its own colony. Then, years later, the colonies in New England were consolidated under a program called the Dominion of New England, and the king eventually sent some of his emissaries here to the colonies to revoke those original charters, collect them, and take the charters back to England so that there would be more centralized rule. Well, the story here in Connecticut is that on the day that the king's emissary came to collect the charter, a group of men were gathered in a tavern in downtown Hartford with the charter in front of them. Just as the transfer was about to take place, all the candles get blown out in the tavern, and when the lights come back on, the charter is gone. And the story is that someone in that tavern took the charter and hid it in the hole in a giant oak tree just down the street from the tavern, which came to be known as the Charter Oak. I cannot verify if that story is true. There are other more plausible explanations about what happened to the charter, but we'll probably never know. It could have happened that way, right? It's a cool story. Anyway, the Charter Oak takes on huge significance in the mythology of Connecticut's history and becomes kind of a symbol of Connecticut. Years later, in August of 1856, there's a massive thunderstorm, and the Charter Oak is toppled in the storm. People are devastated. So what they do to commemorate the history of this Charter Oak tree is they craft a variety of souvenirs and other items from the tree. There were chairs made for the State House, there's a lot of jewelry said to have been made from fragments of the Charter Oak, and I have a few things here that are also said to have been made from the Charter Oak. Basically, you can't be a museum in Connecticut unless you say you have a fragment of the Charter Oak in your collection. These are mine. Some of them anyway, I didn't bring all of them out. So the coolest thing that we have, I think, is this little box, which is said to have been made by a prisoner. You can see it's got an oak tree carved into the lid, and also this heart, or elk, deer, heart for Hartford, Charter Oak tree. Makes sense if this is a piece of the Charter Oak, right? Otherwise, the box is really simple. Just a plain box. Snuff would be held in here. It's a type of tobacco product. The lid is very simple with just this lip on the inside. Fits together very simply, really no other markings. Cool to think that I might be touching a piece of this very famous Charter Oak. Can I verify it? No, I can't, but it's cool to think about. Another thing that people did was just take fragments of wood, and that's what this person did. This is said to be a chunk of the Charter Oak. It's not been shaped in any way. The shaping that you see comes from insect damage to the wood that happened probably while the tree was growing. And all this is someone took a fragment of wood, supposedly from the Charter Oak tree, and they wrote this little inscription on it. It says, Charter Oak, charter hidden in tree, October 21st, 1687. Tree fell August 21st, 1856. And this is how they remembered the Charter Oak in their family. Do you have any relics of the Charter Oak in your house? Do you have a favorite Charter Oak story? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.